Ron, been looking forward to this all week, my friend. Where, as the dust settles, what do you think about the landscape?
Well, Kelly, as you well know, we've already seen some, areas of the economy start to break, whether it's housing, and we've seen that across every housing metric that exists right now, whether it's the crypto market, whether we're seeing strains in the European sovereign debt market, whether seeing Japan struggle with its own policies against a tightening Federal Reserve. Something at some point has to give, and the market's gone from pricing in rising inflation to the risk of recession. So these are these pain points at which, at least in the past, the Fed has, if not stopped raising interest rates, taken a pause, reassessed. And so I think this notion that it's everything is on the table with respect to raising rates, I think that's true up to a point, all other things being equal, and I just don't happen to think they're equal.
We had David Kelly on Fed Day, Ron, and he said the classic mistake of Feds through time immemorial is the idea that they wait too long, then do too much for too long. Is that a possibility here?
Well, with all due respect to individuals who make statements like that, they were among the people who were suggesting the Fed needed to do much more in order to rein in inflation, even though the visibility around supply disruptions, around the war in Ukraine, the lockdown in China, were obviously complicating the picture dramatically. And so we've heard a host of academics, Wall Street economists, and others say the Fed should have gone earlier. They should have done more. They should have raised rates 100 basis points.
Yeah, but that's so easy. I mean, a year ago, most people, I've got to say, most of the people who are coming on here were using the word of the year, and that is transitory. They were not calling on the Fed to move right then. Maybe by the end of the year some were. But
and if you look at Larry Summers and some of his acolytes, they've been suggesting that the Fed was behind the curve. And in 2020 hindsight, not knowing again at the time what we know now, it's very easy to say that the Fed waited too long and then should do too much. Now that the Fed's done too much, they criticize him for going too far. I think there's, the amount of Orwellian doublespeak in the economic community right now, I think is staggering. And I think that we're at a point where something like 94, 95, like 97, 98, where something could go wrong that would force the Fed's hand and cause them to stop doing what they're doing at the moment.